Hello Curveballs, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Lisa and I am the Curvy Cuban, albeit today I'm going to be the curvy controversial conspiracy theorist testing out the Shane Dawson palette, the new, the one that he did with Jeffree Star, you know, that one that everybody's talking about. I did not pick up the palette. Contrary to popular belief, I feel like I can duplicate almost any palette that you throw my way with the vast collection that I have in eyeshadow already. So although I am not one of those on the no-buy train, I am definitely on a low-buy train, and specifically I am on a no-buy what you already have in your own collection train. So the palette is cool, the palette is trendy, the palette is something that I would love to have for my collection as a keepsake, just to sit, you know, with the awesome packaging and pyramid. But its color story does not appeal to me. Mostly neutral with a few pops of color, and from those few pops of color, I already own those many times over. So I looked at the palette and looked at the palette and looked at the palette and thought what I would do with it if I bought it. And hello, here it is. This is what I would do with it if I bought it. And so I'm gonna go ahead and show you how I duped these shades My Pills, Ranch, Pigment, Not a Fact, Conspiracy, Illuminati, and my rides here, my Ubers here, whatever you want to call it, all in this look. So if you want to see how I got this look, not using Shane Dawson's new conspiracy palette, then this place is for you, and you should just keep on watching. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe. And ring the bell. And like this video. Let's get started. So the first shade in Shane Dawson's palette that I would like to dupe, called My Pills. It's like the best transition shade I can possibly think of. And I'm just gonna start by laying down a transition shade, which just looks slightly lighter than my skin after priming with my P. Louise base. This palette is one that I probably would not have gravitated towards because, you know, me and my color, there's just, I mean, even though there's pops of color in it, there's not as much color in it as what would usually appeal to me. All right, the next shade I'm gonna be duping is Pigment. Obviously the light pink pig on there. I have several dupes for this shade. I watched a bunch of videos to see if I could find some kind of look that people created that was my favorite, that I could dupe that look. I didn't see any look on anybody that was something that I cared enough about to dupe to make a video out of. So I am just gonna do what I would have done with this palette if I bought it. The pros about this palette are the packaging. The packaging is adorable. The whole idea of it, the whole concept of Shane Dawson making a palette, I would like it just as a collector's item. However, it is completely sold out. Not that I would necessarily buy it anyways because I didn't like the color story, but if I were to buy it, it would be more or less just to support Shane, not as much because I have to have that palette for any reason whatsoever. Next, I'm duping Not a Fact, which is that deep purple shade. And this, I'm gonna keep my eye open because this is gonna be the darkest part throughout the crease and I want it visible. And just as I thought, now that I've laid down all these transition shades, much like the rest of the eye makeup wearing population, I don't have the best color payoff for this shade. I'm gonna go ahead and pop in a brow bone highlight with Ranch. And I'm just taking a clean brush, blending the edges out. You all know by now I like to swoop my shadow in a specific direction. I'm going to carefully cut my crease, and we'll be back for the lid shades. Okay, the crease is cut, and the next shade we're duping is Conspiracy, and that is the mintish green shimmer. One's a little bit lighter than the other. I think this one is going to be the best bet. So I'm going to put that right in the center of my lid. The inner corner, I want to go back to Ranch and brighten it up. Okay, so now we have dupes for both Ranch and Conspiracy on the inner and center portions of my eyelid. The outer portion, I'm going to start with the very, very outer corner and go into the matte black, which is my Uber's here, my ride's here, whatever he wants to call it because of, you know, the issues with trademarks. And I've got a ton of matte blacks, everybody does, and I'm just gonna darken up the outer corner for some depth and bring it just a little bit onto the lower lash line for like a darker, smoky outer V. And then I'm gonna get my clean blending brush and just kind of blend that all out. Illuminati. Got a dupe for that. And I'm gonna have that be the transition from my black to Conspiracy. So we've got Conspiracy, Illuminati, and then Uber's here. Originally, I had wanted to go ahead and dupe that pop of yellow, the Food Vibes, in my inner corner, but I'm not sure if I really want to mess with what I have going on right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly pop on my lashes and do the rest of my face makeup, and then we're going to come back for the lower lash line. And I will be back in 3, 2, 1. The lower lash line, I'm going to go back in with my Uber's here, my ride's here, the black on the outer corner. You know, the dupe. And I'm just gonna take the brush that I had not a fact on and blend that black out in the outer corner so it's kind of got that purplish and black vibe. And I'm just gonna smoke that out. For the rest of my lower lash line, I want to douse on some Illuminati. Bring some more green back into the mix. And I'm gonna smoke that out with Conspiracy. So now we have this really soft purpley minty vibe going on. And I'd just like to finalize my highlights with some more Ranch, both on the inner corner and on the brow bone. I really don't want to ruin this look with the pop of yellow. I really wanted to try to dupe the shade Food Videos, but I don't know if yellow's gonna go with this. I'm just gonna tap a tiny bit of Food Videos. final touches. I'm gonna go back in with a little bit more Illuminati in the outer corner just to bring that back a little bit. A little more conspiracy. A little more radiance with the ranch. The lower lash line, I'm going to add a hint of mint with my ColourPop mascara in the shade Kiss and Teal. And I'm going to go white in the waterline using my Milk Stick by NYX. Put on some Lime Crime Ambrosia. Spray down. This is my final look, duping the Jeffree Star by Shane Dawson palette, the Conspiracy palette. I did not dupe anything with the minis yet. Maybe if you want to see that, you can let me know down in the comments below and I will be happy to do so. Like I said, I'm probably not going to be picking this one up anytime soon. If I do get it, it's going to be 99% just for like a collector's item because I think it's a really cool concept. I love the packaging. I love the idea behind it. It's just not a color story that screams at me, and if it were to, I can dupe it. I have all these colors in my collection. I'm telling you, man, if there is a palette that comes out, with the shade that I cannot dupe, then I will buy that palette. But so far, every palette that comes out, every new launch, every new release, I can dupe it. My next one up to check out is Tati's palette, which is going to probably be a little bit more difficult for me because she's got a wide array of different textures of the same shade. And I feel like hers is going to be a little bit more original, being a neutrally based palette with a little bit of pizzazz. And again, I probably won't buy it because it is a little too neutral for my tastes. But I am going to check that out and see what kind of shades she has and check out all my shimmers and see what I have that's close to it. And see if I can't bring you a Dupe That palette featuring Tati's new palette. So that's all for this one. Until next time, stay curvy and stay controversially free, and I will see you in a week. Bye.